Hello, mic testing, mic testing. I hope you guys can hear my voice. Yeah, so sorry about the technical problem and thank you so much for waiting me. Hi to the what? 业余香. Alright, good to see some of you come to join the live. Okay, just do not want to waste the time. So because I have another class later. So yeah, so let's begin about this paper. Okay, the first thing is the first question function. They ask us to find the GF10. So for this kind of question, I always tell my student find the F10 first, and then from there, then you just sub into the G. If you calculate like this, it's a lot easier. So if you do the F10, right, it should be quite straightforward. It's 10 minus 5. So you will get a 5 for F10. Then this is GF10, isn't it? So from here, you already know the F10 is 5, right? So it becomes G5. Because F10 itself is equal to 5, ma. So I sub into the 5 here. So G5 basically you sub into the GX lah. Then you should be easily get 2 over 4, which is 1 over 2. Yeah, question like this is the bonus mark. Nothing very special. Okay, so B. The diagram 1 show the graph of the function y equals to kx for the domain x must equal and bigger than p. So given that the function hx is the inverse of the function kx, sketch the graph of hx in the diagram 1. Hence state the domain of the hx. Alright, so from here they tell us the hx. If you all learn about inverse function, right, I believe it's not hard to know that always reflection at this line, isn't it? Just remember about this line is y equals to x. So they always do a reflection over here lah. So your graph will be something like this. So this one is a sort of the reflection. It's not so perfect. Because it must be a symmetry one lah. So this is y equals to hx. Because they are inverse function, that means if this is the fx, the other side is f inverse. As long as they are inverse function, they will always reflect at the line y equals to x. This equation is fixed already one. No matter what is your function, it will not change. As long as your function is 1 to 1, then inverse function can happen. Then they will reflect at the line y equals to x. Okay, cool? And then the question also asks me state the domain of hx. So if you see the hx, the domain obviously you can see is x is more and equals to 0. Because domain we are talking about x, isn't it? The range of the x. So you can see he start from 0, because here is 0 ma, until I do not know this one, they will go further and further ma. So I do not know until where. So I will just say it's bigger than 0. And why I put an equal? Because it actually touched the 0. So this is the reason why I say it's bigger than equal to 0. Okay. And then it's given that this kx is this function. We do not know what is exactly the function. I mean, they tell us the kx. Okay, kx, they give us this function. Kx equals to square root x minus b. And the a8 lies on the hx. So we have the hx here. We have a point called a and a. So if the same point reflection go to the kx, what happened for the coordinate is they will flip. A and a will become a and a. then you can easily sub into here to get what they call A in terms of B. Yeah, hi to all the students. Okay, so this is A. Then this is square root of the, yeah, A minus B. Just like that, A in terms of B. Okay, nothing special. Yeah, you just sub into it and then you can easily get the mark lah. Okay, here what you should take away is as long as they are inverse function, so the coordinate will swap place from AB to BA. Okay, we'll swap place. Remember about this one, and remember that always reflects at the line y equals x. Cool. Okay, number 2. Okay, diagram 2 show a position of the Ahmad house, the school and the Chang's house, which are located on a straight route. Okay, so we have something like ABC lah. So here they say Ahmad and Chang cycle from their house to the school with the speed 14 and 21 respectively. So I believe Ahmad go to the school with a speed of 14 and Chang go to the school with a speed of 21. The time they left their house and the time they arrived are the same. Okay, if they say like this, right, basically they will use the same ratio of the time. So what we do is we can just simply assume this one is a value of the ratio. If this is the value of the ratio, you can see both value can be divisible by 7, isn't it? So if I divisible by 7, this one is 3, this one is 2. Yeah, divide by 7. Then you will go back to the segment question. That means coordinate C is unknown, x, y. This is 3. This is m and n. This is 2. Coordinate B is given 4 and negative 1. A is given 8 and negative 5. Yeah, so here they ask me to find the coordinate C. I can just literally use the ratio formula to find it because it's very straightforward. So therefore, 2 multiply x plus 3 multiply 8 divided by total ratio 2 plus 3, which is 5, equals to the middle x value, which is 4. Then I can easily solve this one. This one should be 20 minus 24. Then x is negative 2. Then I do the same thing for y. That means I will use a 2 multiply the y, 3 multiply the negative 5. Then I should get 2y. 3 multiply negative 5 minus 15. Is it? 3 multiply negative 5. Yep. Divided by total ratio 5. Then I will get the middle y value, negative 1. So 2y should be negative 5 plus 10. Then, plus 15. Then equals to 10. Then y is equals to 5. So that we can get a coordinate C easily. Coordinate C is negative 2 and 5. Okay, it's a ratio question. So as long as you get it, it shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, then we have the most located on the Jalan Pakawali at h and negative 1. So this route is parallel to the route AC and intersect the x-axis as 9. So you just imagine we have another route. So this route is parallel to AC. They are parallel. And then they intersect the x-axis at 9. Okay. And then a most actually at this coordinate h negative 2. So a new path will be built connecting the most and the Ahmad house. So we have some coordinate h here. So assume maybe somewhere h at negative 2. Okay. So then the question says determine whether the pathway is the shortest pathway between the most and the Ahmad house. Between the most and the route AC. Okay. If you do this topic, right, you should know whenever you see the word shortest, right, it's always equals to the perpendicular distance, right? The 90-degree distance. That means because they say from they will connect, this is the most, right? I call it M lah, the most. They are connecting to the Ahmad house, right? So if I can prove that they are perpendicular, here or here, it doesn't matter, then this root will be the shortest distance. If I cannot prove, I mean, if it's not perpendicular, then it might not be a shortest distance. So how to prove perpendicular in a coordinate topic? We will take the first gradient, multiply second gradient, and see the final answer, is it equals to -1? If it's equals to -1, that means they are shorter distance and perpendicular. Got it? So okay, so first thing I solve the parallel problem first. I have 2 points here, or even I have 3 points. This is -2 and 5. I can easily find the gradient of the root first. So the gradient is 5 plus 1 over -2 minus 4. So this is -1. And then they're passing a point 0, 9. So y equals to 1x plus c, passing through 0, 9. So that's mean this, 9, 0, sorry. This one is 9, 0. So y will be 0, x will be 9. Is it? Yeah. Then c will be -9. Okay, so y equals, this is -x, sorry. It's not 1x, it's -1x. -x. Then this one will be -9 plus c. Then c will be the 9. So the equation of this new parallel root is y equals to -x plus 9. Okay, after I got this equation, the next thing I want to find is the gradient between m to a. Because this gradient is -1, is very easy. So I will need to use this equation to find my h value first, because h is on the root, isn't it? So I can sub in the h coordinate into this equation. Y equals to -x plus 9, right? So this one is h -2, that means y is -2. This one is h plus 9. Then from there, I should be able to get my value of h easily. So my value of h should be 11. So the most coordinate will be 11 and -2. And then the a coordinate is 8, -5. I want to find the gradient of MA lah. So -2 plus 5 over 11 minus 8. So this one is 3 over 3. So which is 1. Then just now the first gradient is multiply this one, I call it second gradient. Then we will get -1 multiply 1 equals to -1. Therefore, this is the shortest distance. Okay, as long as I can prove they are perpendicular, then it will be a shorter distance. If you cannot get -1, then yeah, there is not lah. Okay, actually quite straightforward. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so let's continue. So, okay. So a quadratic equation have the roots of the alpha and beta. Okay, so normally this one is what I always do. So this one is -2x squared minus 7x plus 5 equals 0. I will just mark down what is their root. So the root is alpha and beta. Because I need to do sum of root and product of root. So that means I need to plus the alpha and beta. I need to alpha multiply beta lah, to achieve my sum of root and product of root. So, and you should know sum of root is -b over a, product of root is c over a. So that means alpha, if I plus the beta, I will get -b, which is 7 over -2. And product of root is alpha beta, I will get 5 over -2. Okay, so done. Part 1 done. And then now they give you a new roots, which is alpha plus 3 and beta plus 3. So right now, I have the new root here, which is alpha plus 3 and beta plus 3. But still, you still need to do sum of root and product of root. So same, this is a new sum of root, which is alpha plus 3 plus beta plus 3. Both of them plus together, isn't it? So I get alpha plus beta plus 6. Alpha plus beta I have already is negative 3.5, right? Negative 3.5 plus 6, so it should be 2.5, or you say 5 over 2 lah. Okay, then I will find a new product of root also. That means both of them will multiply, right? So the first root will multiply the second root. Then we solve as usual. Alpha beta plus 3 alpha plus 3 beta plus 9. So alpha beta I know is negative 5 over 2. This one I can take out the 3. I got alpha plus beta plus 9. Okay, so 9 will be 18. 18 is 13 over 2. Plus 3 alpha beta is 7 over negative 2. Okay, so this one is 13 minus 21. Negative 8 over 2, so it's negative 4. Okay, so once I get both of the information, I will form my quadratic equation using this formula. Minus sum of root x plus product of root equals to 0. So this is x squared minus 5 over 2x minus 4 equals to 0. So by solving this one, I think there's no problem, right? You should be able to straight away get the equation. But normally examiner don't like divide 2 lah, so I multiply 2 for entire equation. 2x squared minus 5x minus 8 equals to 0. Yeah. So even you got the new root, right? You don't panic. Because a lot of students, when they see there's a new root there, what they do is like they have no idea what to do. As usual, find the sum of root and find the product of root. What's the meaning of sum of root? Both of the given root, right? We're going to add them together. Product, we multiply them together. And then from there, you will get some number. You always need to use back the sum of root and product of root from the top. So normally, some student will ask me, sir, from the alpha plus beta and alpha multiply beta, should I find alpha and beta, the individual value? Normally, it's not recommended. I will prefer the student live in alpha plus beta or alpha beta. So if like that, then it's easier for you to substitute afterward. But here I want to say something is quite common in these cases. It's something like sometimes you might need alpha square plus beta square. Yeah, so a lot of students like have no idea how to get this one. If you have alpha plus beta, you square this one is not equals to alpha square plus beta square, right? This one you should have another 2ab, right? I mean 2 alpha beta. So if you want to, this is what you want to find, you need to move the 2ab to the other side. I mean 2 alpha beta. So it should equals to alpha plus beta square minus 2 alpha beta. Yeah, this is something quite common if they want to make the alpha beta question become much more difficult. So they will come out something like that lah. Okay. Okay, B. So we have this quadratic have 2 real and equal root. So whenever you see real and equal root, you should know this one is b squared minus 4ac equals to 0. Then express m in terms of n. No problem for this kind of question. So the only thing you need to do is rearrange this equation into the general form. ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So I'm going to rearrange here. So expand first. So I should have a 6x squared. Don't have square. 6x minus 9x squared equals to m plus n. I make it 0. So 9x squared minus 6x plus m plus n. So obviously you already see all the ABC already, right? In SPM, I don't think there's a possible you go for power 3. Yeah, the student asked me how to expand x a cube plus b cube, right? No, I never see this one in SPM. If you are UEC student, then maybe yes, you need to memorize up to power 3. Yeah, SPM maximum is power 2. For those type of question, Yeah, definitely differentiation integration, we can go to a higher power. Okay, so yeah, where am I? Okay, I want to do b squared minus 4ac. My b is negative 6 square. My a is 9. My c is m plus n. So equals to 0. The question asks me express m in terms of n. So this one is 36 minus, this is 36m minus 36n equals to 0. So I want to make m as a subject lah. So 36m equals to 36 minus 36n. Divide 36 for entire question. M equals to 1 minus n. Then I'm done. Okay, it shouldn't be too difficult for you. Yeah, this one just need to know real and equal root lah, which is b squared minus 4ac. Okay, next one. So in the geometry progression, the seventh term is third time the is three times the sixth term. The geometry progression is AR n minus 1 to find the n term, isn't it? So seventh term should be AR power 6 equals to 3 times the sixth term should be AR power 5. Yeah, this kind of question, if your algebra is good, you will find very easy to solve. Just divide A, then move the R power 5 here. Then you should be able to get R equals to 3, right? Yeah. So after you got the R equals to 3, then we will want to we'll go into the second one. They say sum of the first 4 term is 10 times of the sum of the second term. So I try to sum the second term, sum the first 2 terms first. Hope they don't overcomplicated the question tomorrow so we can finish all the questions. Yeah, but I checked the 2023 got few questions actually is quite hard. But luckily it's only few lah, not like a lot. But because this year modern math is quite easy, I don't know, I feel like maybe MM also not that bad. But let's see tomorrow lah. Okay, I want to find the sum of first 2 terms. 2 term only I lazy to apply the formula lah. So it's just first term plus the second term. A plus AR. And I have the R, right? This is A plus 3A. So it's just 4A. This is sum of the first 2 terms. Then I want to sum of the 10th term. This one, you can apply formula or you want to do manually also can. Yeah, it doesn't matter lah. So I just apply the formula lah. So this one R is 3, right? So I prefer this one Rn minus 1 over R minus 1. Okay, I will apply this Sn formula lah. So A Rn R is 3, right? Minus 1 over R minus 1. 3 minus 1. And I have my n, right? N is 4. So this one should be 4. So this one is 80. 80A divided by 2. So it's 40A. This is S4. And I know S2 is 4A, isn't it? So I want to factorize out the 4A. Then I get 10, isn't it? So therefore, S4 equals to 10 times of the S2. They asked me to show, right? Shown. Okay, this is how we show. So because the question say, show that the sum of the first 4 term is 10 times of the sum of the first second term. So you can see what I'm doing first. I find out what is the sum of first 2 term. And then after that, I do the S4 as usual. And then I hope I can see the S2 from my answer. Then I can easily say shown. If not, then I might not able to do that lah. Okay. Okay. Then we have some progression also. Arithmetic. Infinite. Infinite then is GP. For arithmetic progression, we don't have the infinite one. Infinite only happen for GP. Okay. And then, okay, the first kite have the length of 50. Has a length of diagonal of 50 and 45. You can see from there. So the measurement of the diagonal of each of the subsequent kite are half of the measurement of the previous one. So the next one will be half of it lah, 22.5. This one also will be half of it lah, 25. Then they half again from here is, what is that, 2.5 divided by 2? Yeah, 11.25. Then this one they half again, become 12.25, right? 25 divided by 2. Yeah, 12.5. So you get the idea. So the second thing they was trying to say is like, they tell you how to find the area of the kite. Your kite is like 1/2 multiply both of the diagonal. You will find the diagonal A multiply diagonal B. So it's half times half times A times B. A and B is just two different diagonal of the kite. Okay, then this is how to form the area. They already tell you. Then you shouldn't have much problem. So will the question be more tricky or just normal like how we usually do? Okay, I would say the SPM question, right? Normally it will be slightly easier than the kertas percubaan. Normally, unless your stage suddenly come out very easy. Okay, so normally it will be slightly easier. And then, like as usual, examiner they will always put about 20% of the KBAT question. So 20% is depend on the paper 1 and paper 2. I will assume it's about 2 to 3 questions you might find difficult in your paper. Depend how many marks they will just trying to measure lah. Yeah. So it's not mistaken, they have the ratio something like called 5:2 lah. So this one 5 will be like normal student, no matter good or bad, normally you can do one. Then this one will be a bit hard. Then this one will be very not to say very hard lah, more tricky. It's not the direct question. You read already, you know how to write. You need to think. Then you know what to do. So the 20% here differentiate. You will get the A star, or you get A plus, or you just get the A lah. But average student, if you can do this 50% here, most likely you already got the credit or B already. Yeah, if from the 30% here and you can do some of it, I think it's already A minus lah. So what do you think is the baseline or A plus? I heard the A plus is slightly higher. A minus should be quite low. I guess A minus I want to say I guessing one is nothing official. Okay, you better ask your school teacher. I guess A minus if roughly 58 to 62, something like that. Yeah, and A plus will be this one is they start from here. A plus I think is something roughly about 75 to 78 lah. This one is a baseline. It's a baseline. Yeah, so not too bad. So basically, if you imagine like 58 mark means what? Means both of the paper you get wrong about 40%. Mean you got 40% of the question you don't want to do or you don't know how to do, and you still get A minus. This is crazy. Yeah, because a lot of students say, oh sir, I might not able to do so many questions, but then you think at the same time, you are doing exam, you got wrong almost half the paper, and you still get A minus. So this is a reason why I always tell my students in the real SPM quite easy to get A minus, unless you like those type of students never pass before one lah. Then or you never get any mark above 50, then it might be challenging for you. But if your trial exam you can get about 50 to 55, most likely you maintain the performance or you just do a bit of revision, you definitely get A minus already. Unless this year SPM they come out a lot of crazy question lah. I don't know. Tomorrow 8:15, right? I will take the paper 1 together with all of you. So I hope I hope it's not too hard. Okay, so right now they ask you to state the first term and the common ratio for this one. So we just find the area lah. Yeah, they ask you to the area of the kite form the geometric progression, right? Yeah, so we will just do 1/2. You write the working come out lah. So the first one is 1, 1, 2, 4. And then because it will be half of it, so half, if you learn about transformation, right, you know skew factor for area one is always square, isn't it? So R should be 1 over 4 lah. So divided by 4. Yeah, should be 281.25. Then divided by 4 again. So the next one should be something like this. And how do I know I'm correct? I can always multiply like this. 1 over 2, if I multiply 11.25, if I multiply 12.5, you realize I literally get the same answer, isn't it? So is the integration important? I'm a bit confused for this. Depends how you define important. Okay, like topic like integration, differentiation, geometry, progression, yeah, or vector or trigo, this kind of topic, right, they will come out in paper 1 and paper 2. Yeah, paper 1 for integration normally is not that many mark, maybe like depend, it's very depend one, because right now they change to the SSM, right, they don't have any specific pattern one. They're not like last time KPSM, like integration we know is 6 to 8 mark. But then now they change already, so they can give the integration in paper 1, it's a short question, then 3 mark. Or the long question, then maybe 6 to 8 mark. So, but then I would say those topics will come out in paper 1 and paper 2, I would say is important. Yeah, because you just imagine you know one topic and then basically you can do the both of the paper. And some more if you choose kinematic, yeah, have integration also. Okay, I hope I answer your question for Yishan. So, alright, so my A is 1125. My R is 1 over 4. Okay, so yeah, so then find the sum of infinity of the kite. So we will just sum to infinity of it lah. Sum to infinity A over 1 minus R. So we just do like this lah. So that means you add all the kite, you will get about 1,500 centimeters square. Okay, this kind of question is not that bad. In fact, it's quite straightforward. Okay, the next one. Okay, let me adjust something real quick. I just adjust my camera because the camera sort of blocking the thing. So you can see I'm literally moving a little bit. Let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah. So it will be less distracting. Okay. Let's continue. Okay, for this question, what we are doing here is quadratic equation, x squared plus x minus 12 intersect the straight line at the Q and R. And they ask us to find the coordinate of Q and the coordinate of R. Okay, so here you need to find the equation of QR first lah. Then remember, whenever you want to find the intersection point, always do simultaneous one. You always find two equations passing through each other. That means you need to find what is the equation of this line and what is the equation of curve is given lah. So you can just sub into each other. So right now my objective is to find the equation of QR. So gradient of QR is very easy. They give us intercept, right? Negative y-intercept over x-intercept. This is a shortcut to find the gradient. 2023, I'm not sure do they share online or not, but then yeah, I bought the books lah, the past year book. So this one it will be -2. And then the y-intercept is c, right? -2. So I got the equation of QR is y equals to negative 2x and then minus 2. Okay, now I got the equation ready. I want to find QR. I sub this equation to the original equation. So x squared plus x minus 12 equals to negative 2x plus minus 2. So then this one is x squared plus 3x minus 10 equals to 0. Then this is x plus 5x minus 2. Yeah, the rest of the work is a simple algebra work lah. Then you want to find the y, you just sub in lah. So this one will be 8. Then you sub in, this one is minus 6. So we have two coordinates. You want to label you based on their position. So r will be x is positive, right? So coordinate r is 2 and negative 6. Coordinate q will be negative 5 and 8. So if like this, you can easily get all the equation. So I heard some people say the solution step is important. That the final answer, is it correct or not? I would say both are important. If you answer wrong, you got all the solution. Definitely, like you check the marking scheme, they have some K1, isn't it? For the Jalan Kerja one, and then they have the N1 for the Japan one. So it depends. Is that, but they allocate one. Definitely certain question that require the K mark, which is the Jalan Kerja mark. So yeah, then you will get the solution step mark. But then at the same time, definitely have the answer mark. Because you imagine if you are examiner and then one day you need to mark like so many paper, definitely you will try your best to look for the working, but then eventually you definitely check the final answer one. So yeah, I would say equally important. And one more thing, don't round off too early lah. Yeah, I would say live in 4 significant figure is the basic. You can take more than that, but final answer always live in 4 significant figure. Before final answer, you want to take 5 or 6, I think it's fine. Okay, I hope I do answer your question. Okay, question 6 is the trigo. It asks us to prove, so we're just trying to prove lah. This is second is 1 over cos. So this is sine square over cos. So we can combine the denominator, right, since they are the same. So this is 1 minus sine square. 1 minus sine square is cos square, right? So cos square and cos is cancelled. I still have the cos theta. Proven. Okay, this one is actually very straightforward lah. Nothing special. Okay, so and then this one is the same thing, but they're slightly different because just now is the second theta, right? Now they change the theta into the 2 theta. So that means my y should get the cos 2 theta as well. Okay, because the angle changed to 2 theta, so everything will change to the 2 theta lah. Okay, this one you can get from the above. And then sketch from 0 to 2 pi. 2 theta graph is very easy to sketch. So I will just do a pi. I do one more time. The 2 pi. So this is 1. This is negative 1. Use a ruler to indicate the maximum and minimum. Yeah, if you want, you can write slightly more things. So this one is 3 over 2 pi. This is 1 over 2 pi. Okay, this is x-axis and this is y-axis. Then we're done. Okay, so then it's a straight line. Okay, this one definitely is a bit of the k-bar lah. So right now you have a straight line y equals to mx plus c, but they are m theta minus 1. And then they say does not meet the meets your graph for pi and 2 pi. So right now they are talking about they don't want to meet here. From pi to 2 pi, right? From pi to 2 pi, they are talking about this part of the graph. Okay. The first thing is for this, some student might say, sir, does not mean, can I do b squared minus 4ac less than 0? Can or not? The short answer is cannot. Why? Because b squared minus 4ac only apply to the quadratic equation. And this is a trigonometric graph, so it's not quadratic, so you cannot do b squared minus 4ac. Okay, so this one need to understand the gradient a bit. And then they indicate the c must be -1. So what I'm thinking is, yeah, so you need to have a line. And then there's some more, they want the range of the m, you know. So I would say, if I have the line from -1 to here, then I will intersect the pi, right? But then if my gradient is bigger than this, you can see I doesn't intersect the graph anymore. Do you see that? Here you still intersect the yellow highlighter graph by 1 point. If I make the gradient bigger, you can see I never intersect the graph anymore. So therefore, I want to know what is the gradient for this one. Because m right now we are talking about the gradient, isn't it? So this coordinate is not hard, this coordinate is pi and 1. So I will find the gradient of it. Or instead, I would say the gradient must bigger than this one. Must bigger than what? 1 minus -1 over pi minus 0. Because this one is 0, -1, right? So that means that my gradient must bigger than 2 over pi. Okay, this is one of it. But then, what if my gradient is like this? Okay, if my gradient is like -1, if my gradient is 0, because you can see if this line is parallel to the x-axis, gradient must be 0, right? So if my gradient is less than 0, my graph is going here. Do you see that? They also will never touch about the graph, the cost graph, isn't it? So therefore, another one is gradient must be less than 0. Because when gradient is 0, you still intersect at 1 point. But when gradient less than 0, you will never meet the graph lah. Yeah, so this one you need to have a deep understanding about the gradient lah, in order to solve this question. It's not easy, you need to think a bit lah. So if I make a careless mistake, like forget to put the bracket, will my mark deducted even the final answer is correct? Okay, this kind of thing is like careless mistake. I would say it's very depend on the examiner one. Examiner, they have their own marking scheme. They will definitely mark according to the marking scheme. But however, some examiner, if they can understand your working and it makes sense to them, then they will just give you a mark lah. Yeah, but of course some examiner I heard they are very strict lah. If you meet the strict one, you must be exactly same like the marking scheme. If you doesn't have the thing same like the marking scheme, then yeah, definitely you will lose some mark lah. I don't think there's an error carry forward. Even IGCSE, only some question will have error carry forward. Quite common in IGCSE physics. But MF, unless they say, use the answer in the part 1 to solve the part 2. That means your part 1 answer even is wrong, but then you use the wrong answer, continue to do your part 2, you will get mark. Okay, this one question must mention, or okay, use the A value from the part 1. Maybe your part 1, the real answer is 2, you write 5. You use the 5 to continue to, yeah, you will still get a mark. Because the question do mention, use the answer from the previous part. But if the question doesn't mention anything, the examiner will not mark your paper based on some error carry forward. So far, I never heard about it lah. Okay, I hope I do answer your question for Jonathan. And then for Kaiser, is the SPM accept using 2 big pencil? I asked my friend who is an examiner, he said better not. Of course, graph and all graph, you sketch a graph, you can use pencil. Because some of the answer they need to scan to the computer or what. Maybe your pencil, I'm not sure what kind of pencil. There are 2B, there are HP, there are 3B and all that. I'm not sure your pencil is dark enough to make the paper make the paper able to scan through the scanner or not. And then your pencil is very risky lah. Unless you do not have the pen or you use pen, you confirm cannot do, then no choice, you use pencil. Or else I would just say use the pen. Use the pen. If you ask me, I'll say use pen. Even last year I got 2 students, they say their school teacher also is a marker, and then they say pencil is allowed. But if you ask my advice, I say just use the pen. Don't take the risk. Why so hard to use pen? When you go university, all of us are using pen one. No one is using pencil anymore unless you're doing the architecture thing lah. That you need a lot of drawing, or else you will just use a pen in university. Yeah, just get used to it. Yeah. Oh, most of you consider adult already, right? So no problem to use pen. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so then a beaker of iodine with temperature of 180 Celsius is left to cool at the rates of dt capital T, I believe the capital T for temperature. Okay, you form an equation basically. T is the temperature of iodine and small t is the time taken in a second for the cooling process. Okay, so yeah, then now you want to find the equation T from differentiation. We will just do an integration, isn't it? So capital T equals to integrate this one, negative 70 over T plus 1 square dt. So if I integrate normally, I will take out the constant value lah. So this one will become 1 over T plus 1 square dt. Then this one is basically T plus 1 power negative 2 dt. I will just integrate them lah. So as usual, this one is power plus 1 T plus 1 power plus 1 negative 1 divided by negative 1. Differentiate inside, I get 1 plus C. So this negative, I will bring this one become positive over T plus 1 plus C. This is my temperature. And then I want to find a C. I believe this one is what they tell us at the very beginning. So 180 Celsius is left to cool at this rate. So I believe this one is when time is 0 lah. It's an initial temperature. So initial temperature is 180. When T is 0, so it's 1 plus C, then C is 110. So then I got the equation of T now. 70 over T plus 1 plus 110. Done. So I don't really understand about it. Can you explain one more time? Yeah, so for the Leong Yang, which part you don't understand? The previous question or what? Okay, maybe you can tell me more specific lah. Or else, like after this live stream, this video will post to my YouTube channel and you can rewatch how many times you want. Yeah. Or I prefer you can tell me like what is specific part you don't get it. Then it's even better. Okay, so right now then they say the iodine is an element that exists in the liquid stage where the temperature is above this one. So T is above this value. Calculate the minimum time taken. They want to find the minimum T value lah. Okay, so now the temperature must be above 113. Okay, so I insert my equation. 70 over T plus 1 plus 110 above 113. Okay. Minus m, I will get a 3 degree. So 70 over 3 will be T plus 1. So then t will be 70 over 3 minus 1. 67 over 3, but I prefer the decimal, 22.3. So t must be less than 22.3. Yeah, so t can be, what the question say? Minimum. Is my inequality wrong? Above minus. Yeah, minus. T will be less than this one. So the t value will be I would say it's 22 seconds. But inequality, if like that, then for me it seems like the maximum, because here they say the minimum time taken. So minimum time taken normally must be bigger than specific value, isn't it? So am I get wrong here? How when the temperature is above 110, maybe there has some typing error lah. Temperature is above so T must be bigger than 113. I checked the marking scheme say T is less than 113. So (70 over 3 will be less than T. But why? Why 70 over 3 is less than T plus 1? Because of what logic? Because I don't divide any negative value. Then if I divide negative value, I will swap the inequality sign lah. Is an element exists in a liquid state when the temperature is above 100 and I don't know. This one, if changed to the maximum, then it's correct lah. But is minimum, then either the inequality is wrong or what? Because the marking scheme, they say T is less than equals to 113. But here they say the temperature is above the 113. And the temperature is a capital T, isn't it? Yeah, T is the temperature of the iodine. So temperature must above it. So I don't see any mistake here. Okay, let me explain the gradient for one more time since the student is asking. Okay, you need to know a little bit basic about the gradient. If this is x-axis, any gradient parallel to x-axis is 0. Then the gradient is start increasing. You can see, you just imagine this gradient maybe is 2, this gradient maybe is 20, this gradient maybe is 50. So the gradient keep on increasing like that. Cannot cross multiply the T plus 1. Why cannot cross multiply the T plus 1? Yeah, so therefore if I can find out this gradient, I mean this line, the gradient is 2 over pi. I apply the gradient formula m2 minus m1 over y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Then you can see I want to avoid touching the graph. My gradient is increasing. My gradient is increasing, that means my gradient must be bigger than 2 over pi. Okay, and then this line gradient is 0. You can see this line the gradient is 0. And then if I want to avoid touching the graph, the gradient is decreasing. So this is the reason why it will be less than. bring the 3 over to the left hand side. Even I bring over, it doesn't affect much, isn't it? Because unless t is a negative value, but t is a time, right? Time cannot be negative value, ma. So this one is a positive value. Definitely I can multiply t plus 1 for both sides, isn't it? So eventually I will get about 3t plus 1 like this. And then both sides I can divide it by 3. Then eventually I will get back the same equation. More than 113 is a liquid stage. They want a solid stage, is it? Oh my god, I read wrongly again. Iodine is the elements that exist in the liquid stage when the temperature is above 113. Oh, okay. Okay, thanks the what? 搞笑视频. Okay, let me see the question one more time. Temperature 180 to left to cool at the rate of this one. T is the temperatures of the iodines. So they want to be cooling. So it takes about cooling process. So the one is a liquid. So I'll cool already, and then it become. So the liquid exists. So when he above 113, he will become a. Exists when. Iodine elements that exist in the liquid stage when the temperature above 113. Oh, mean the heat above 113, then he will become a liquid. Find the minimum time taken. Oh, okay. I got it now. Oh my god. Yeah, I didn't see this liquid stage. Yeah. Because this question trying to tell us, you just imagine the ice lah. Yeah, maybe the ice until certain temperature, the ice will become a liquid, right? So if you want to know, like here, there's just say it will become a liquid when it above 113. But then right now they want to know what is the minimum time taken when the iodine can still in the solid stage. Means the temperature must be less and equals to the 113. This one must be less than equals to 113. Because right now is solid. Then after when it above 113, the iodine become a liquid. Yeah, then everything makes sense now. Okay, it's my bad. So this one must be less than. This one must be less than. This one must be less than. So this one will be more than. Okay, then the minimum time will be 22 seconds. Or 22.3 seconds. I'm not sure they can accept integer or not lah. Because time is definitely we can do in the decimal one. No problem for time. Okay, so if they want integer, or then it's 22. If they can accept decimal, then it's 22.3. Or 0.33 also can. Okay, then this one makes sense. Then this one is the minimum. Alright, yeah, I should read the question carefully. B. Okay, so now the manufacturing cost in RM for the X pieces of the shirt at the factory is this equation. Okay, this equation is the cost. And it's selling 100 per pieces. Management set a profit of 200,000. By using the differentiation method, determine whether the factory is able to achieve the target and give your justification. Okay, so over here, I want to form an equation about profit. So profit basically, if we just use the revenue minus our costing, right? So I call the profit it be a PX lah. Revenue, because each shirt I'm selling for 100. So if I produce X number of shirt, so 100X will be my revenue. My cost is 100,000. 100,000 plus 50x plus 0.0025x squared. Okay, so then we'll just simplify a little bit. 100x minus 50x, I still have a 50x. Then minus 100,000. Then minus 0.0025x squared is my px. Okay, this one obviously is a maximum graph, right? So we can find our maximum profit if we differentiate equals to 0. So if I do the differentiate px equals to 0, I can know my maximum profit. Okay, because the maximum the profit target is set to 200,000. I want to see whether I will hit the target or not. So differentiate this one. P prime x equals to 0. So 50 minus 0.005 x equals to 0. So 50 equals to 0.005x. So x is 50 over 0.005. Yeah, I believe it's 10,000, is it? Yeah, it's 10,000. That means if it's selling 10,000 pieces of the shirt, this is where the factory get the maximum profit. So I want to know how much is this, so I will sub into the equation. So P 10,000. So equals to 50 10,000 minus 100,000 minus 0.0025 10,000 square. Okay, type entire thing into the calculator. So the maximum profit is 150,000, which is below the target of 200,000, isn't it? So therefore, target of RM 200,000 cannot be achieved. Okay, so I hope you get it. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, let me drink some water before we continue. So far, is everything okay? Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so the diagram 5 shows a quadrilateral. So T is the midpoint of the PS, and PQ and SR are parallel. PQ and SR, I assume they are parallel. So SR is 2 over 3 of PQ. Okay. So PQ is 9U. Then I can find my SR, 2 over 3 of 9U. So it will be 6U. Okay, this is 6U here. Okay, then PT is 6V. But since T is a midpoint, then here is another 6V. Okay, this is everything we know so far. Then the question asks me to find the QT. Okay, QT is very straightforward. Q to T is Q to P plus P to T, which is negative 9U plus 6V. Okay, done. Then PR. PR will be P to S plus S to R. So it will be 12V plus 6U. Okay, this one is a bonus mark. Then they tell us PW equals to KPR, QW equals to HQT. Such that H and K are constant. Find H and K. Okay, so this one just substitute whatever we have. So PW equals to K of PR, 12V plus 6U. So I believe, because later I want to sub into each other, so I believe PW I will do and QW. PW and Q. Oh, never mind. Then I can sub in also. Never mind. This is 12 kV plus 6 KU. Okay, I just multiply in. And then we have a QW. So QW is HQT. QT is negative 9U plus 6V. I can multiply my H into it. So it's negative 9HU plus 6HV. Okay, but I need to combine for both of these to form one equation. So I realized they are talking about this part, isn't it? PW, QW. So I can use the PQ to combine both of them, isn't it? Do you see that? So I will just use the PQ to combine them. I will say PQ is PW plus WQ. PW just copy, do not need to think anything. 6KU. This one you can see their opposite direction, right? Add the negative, become plus 9HU and minus 6HV. And PQ itself is 9U. Okay, so you can see we have a lot of U and V. So we will do a comparing lah. So first thing is comparing the U first. Here we have 9 in one side. The other side we have 6K plus 9H divided by 3 lah. So 2K plus 3H. Okay, then I will comparing the V. On my left hand side I don't see any V, so it is 0. On my right hand side I see 12KV minus 6HV. Okay, so this one definitely I can get an equation. 12K, H equals to 2K. So 1, 2, so I sub the first one into the second one basically. So 3 equals to 2K plus 3, 2K. So this one will be 8K, K will be 3 over 8, sub into the H, H will be double of it, so it will be 3 over 4. Okay, it's not too bad, but then the tricky part maybe is forming the equation. Once you can form the equation, this kind of question I would say is yeah, quite easy. Okay, lastly, the U is 5, and then find the area is 135 for PQW. Okay, this is 135. Find the shorter distance from W to PQ. Shorter distance, okay, this is 135 right here. Shorter distance from W to PQ is the perpendicular height. It's the height of the triangle. So I have the PQ. PQ is 9U, and each U is basically equals to 5. 9U is 9 multiply 9U is 9 multiply 5, which is 45. So right now you imagine I have a triangle. Base is 45. This is what I want to find, and then the entire area is 135. Then it's very straightforward, right? Half times base times height equals to 135. So H will equals to 6. Yeah, then we're done. Okay, you can straight away sub the U or V into the vector if the vector is only have U only or V only. If the vector have U plus V, no, you cannot do a substitution. You need to solve the triangle. Okay, this is something a bit tricky. Sometimes I also make this kind of mistake. But yeah, just to let you know. Just in case, yeah, tomorrow you see something like this. Okay, any problem so far? If there's no problem, let's move on. Where's the time now? 6:30. Okay. Question 9. We have a normal distribution graph for the mass in the kg of the pineapple harvested from the orchards with a mean of m kg standard deviation. The mean is not given, but the standard deviation is given 0.12. Pineapple with a mass 1.26 kg to 1.68 kg will be exported overseas, and the remaining will be sold at the local market. Okay, so here is the exported one. Okay, then the rest of it they will sell in the local market. Find the value of m is a percentage of the pineapple being chosen at random. Mass is greater than 1.68 kg is this one. So definitely I will let the x be the mass of the pineapple lah. Mass of pineapple. Okay, so right now the mass is more than 1.68 kg. Is equals to 0.82%. That means this one itself is less than 1%. So you need to use the 0.82 divided by 100. So this one is basically 0.0082. Okay, so this one you can use a calculator. I mean, you can use a table or use a calculator. But definitely over here, I will use a calculator lah. I will just use the inverse normal. But inverse normal, the area is only going to the left hand side. That means the calculator only want this part. This is 1.68, right? And then this one is 0.0082. Then I can easily know the other side is 1 minus 0.0082. So yeah, so the z value here will be 2.4 lah. So z equation is what? X minus mean over standard deviation, right? You should know this. So x is 1.68 minus the mean over standard deviation is 0.12 equals to 2.4. Okay, I'll apply the formula only. Then 1.68 minus mean equals to 2.4 multiply 0.12. So it's 0.288. Then I get my mean. So it's 1.68 minus my answer just now. So it's 1.392 as our mean. So can you teach for a quick response how to use calculator for probability? My teacher doesn't teach it. I'm not sure which part of the probability you are talking about, but if you go to my YouTube channel, I have about 40 plus video teach students how to quickly use the Casio calculator. Yeah, you just go to that because I actually put it in a playlist so students are easy to find. I believe if you want to, because normally in SPM you only will use a normal CD, inverse normal, and normal PD. Only 2, 3, and 4 you will use. Yeah. So you won't use the first one. The first one PD I think is a probability density, something like that. Is for higher level one. So all of this I do make a specific video teach how to use it lah. Okay, so you can just go search. It's very easy only. And then I provide an example also, so that students not only know how to use and also know how to apply into the question also. Okay. Part 2. So they want to know the teacher how to find the value of 2.4. Wait, does this paper provide me the table? No table is given here. If I use a calculator, I just go to the inverse normal. But if you want to use the table, what's the difference between normal? No, normal PD is not for SPM one. It's for the higher level. But normal CD is cumulative distribution. So which is for the inequality one? So I want to ask something, I get my answer 80.84, but the answer is 80.81. Is my answer counted as wrong? If different by 0.03, yeah, I believe maybe they can accept it, very depend, but normally don't be different like more than 0.01. Because here I don't have the table, so but I definitely teach students how to find this one. But yeah, I can teach students how to find the table. So this one, you just go to your Z table. And then you look for, I believe somewhere here. Yeah, you look for where is the 0.0082. Okay? And then from there, I believe here maybe you will see something like 2.4. Yeah, something like that. Or 2.3, then this one is 9, like 2.399. I don't know, 2.39. And then here you maybe need to subtract a 9 to get this number. So yeah, you can just go to your Z table. In the exam, is the calculator value same as the table value? Slightly different, because calculator value is way too accurate. But then SPM don't want the most accurate answer. The SPM want their answer. So basically, if the SPM want you to use the table, they want the table answer. Okay? Yeah, alright, I'm a bit off already. Let me continue, okay? Yeah, so right now I want to find a probability for exported. So I want to find a probability. X is exported is from what? 1.26 to 1.68. Okay, so we change to the Z. So 1.26 minus the mean divided by standard deviation. This one 1.68. This one just now already fine, right? 2.4. No need to redo it. Then I just need to solve the 1.26 minus 1.392 over 0.12. So it's negative 1.1, Z 2.4. Okay, definitely this one I can straight away type the calculator, but if you are using the table, you need to sketch out the bell shapes. So this one is negative 1.1, and then this one is like 2.4. So you need to use a 1 to minus. You need to minus this part. I'm going to call it part A, and then this part I'm going to call it part B. You need to minus the area of A and need to minus area of B. Okay, so area of A is probability Z is bigger than 2.4, and we got it just now. Area of B is Z is less than negative 1.1, and this one is 0.0082 is not mistaken. This one less than negative, you need to change to the bigger than 1.1. Then you find from your table. Look for 1.10. Then take this one as your answer. Insert here. Okay. So then you will get this answer. My lower is negative 1.1. My upper is 2.4. 0.8561. So this is a probability they will export. If the question asks about percentage, then we remember to multiply 100%. If the question asks about percentage. In the exam, the calculator value is, okay, this one I answer already. So SPM, we use a table instead of calculator, right? Yes, use a table. Always use a traditional method lah. I believe a lot of marker, they prefer traditional methods. Until one day all the school teachers say, oh, now we can all use calculator already finally, then then you start to be able to use calculator. Some more SPM, sometimes they want to prevent students to use too much of calculator. A lot of calculation question, they use a P, Q, MM to represent. So you need to do all the calculation in terms of P, in terms of Q, in terms of M and N. So to avoid the student to depend on the calculator. So you can see this how much they hate about calculator. So yeah, go to learn the traditional method lah, if possible. But of course, some of my students, they might not able to do so well, like do it manually. So then I ask them, just use a calculator lah. At least they will get some mark. Yeah, because if you use calculator, definitely you will skip some step. So I think you might lose 1 or 2 jalan kerja mark lah. But instead, compared to getting a 0, then I think, yeah, it's no harm to at least getting some mark, right? Okay, so right now, so in the local market, so we have 3,000 and 0.8561 is sales. This one is overseas. So I want to see how much the sale overseas, then after that, then I can know how much the sale local lah. Or you want to save yourself some time, you just do 3,000. And then here you multiply 1 minus this one. Then you are getting, this one is overseas ma, but after you 1 minus, right, you are getting local one. Multiply 1 minus 0.8561. So they will sell to the local is roughly about 432 pineapple lah. So thank you so much for doing this. You have helped me ton during 2023 IGMF. Yeah, you are most welcome. I hope all of you can get a nice result and go to the whatever courses you want to study in the future. And go to a good university as well. Alright, so let's continue. Most likely this live stream will end at about 7:15 like that. Because I have another classes at 8. Yeah, that one is another private seminar for another group. So yeah, I teach from early morning until now. So actually I need to save some energy. And I haven't had my dinner yet, so time is not enough for me. Okay, let's go to this. I believe this one is a binomial. So in the survey, the number of people in the class is found that 20 out of 50 like to play football. So I think people who like to play football is 2 or 5. Why my answer is 432? Is my answer 432? Both also can accept, because this one is estimate. They are not inequality. So if you write 431, the marking scheme say can accept both lah. 431 and 432. Yeah, let me double check. It's not mistaken. They are able. Yeah, they can accept both an answer. Okay, so sorry, come back to this one. So probably none of the people like to play the basketball. Wait, I need to go out a short while. Just give me a short while for 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so we have how many students here? Is none of the students like to play the football? I believe this one is something like x equals to 0. But in order to do that, they want to find the value of n. Okay, so that means the question say a sample of m pupil, right? We do not know how many pupil is an m pupil. So over here, we will just do the formula, because none of them will get 729 over 15625, right? So yeah, so NC0, P is 2 over 5, Q is 1 minus 2 over 5, this is P power of 0, this is 3 over 5, power of n equals to 729 over this thing, 15625. Yeah, this is 1, this is 1. So this one you can use a log if you want to, or if you can use this calculator also can. I think this calculator can help you change to the power you want. So this one is basically, this one is 5 power of 6. 729 also is 3 power of 6. The calculator can tell you, do you see? 3 power of 6 here. So this is 3 power of 6. So 3 over 5 power of n equals to 3 over 5 power of 6. Then n equals to 6. Okay, this is method number 1. But not all the students have this type of calculator, right? Then you need to do manually. Then we will use a log lah. 3 over 5 power of n equals to 729 over 15625. Then we will add the log for both sides lah. So the power, we're going to move to the front. So n multiply log 3 over 5, or you can write a 0.6 lah. Then here, actually I should type in the calculator, but later I type lah. So n equals to this whatever value you have here divided by log 0.6. Yeah, it's a more thing to type if you do something like that. So there's a log 10 in this calculator. Yeah, over 16. Yeah, I just type according to this one. Oops, my bracket is very ugly. So no, it's the wrong position. Over the log 0.6. Yeah, see, you also will get the same result of 6. Yeah, so for the second method here, all model of calculator also can do lah. For this one, yeah, if you memorize 5 power of 6 up to like 15,625, then maybe you can do without any calculator also. Okay, we still have a next part. Find the probability that at least 2 of them do not like to play the okay, so we have 6 of them, right? 2 of them do not like to play. At least 2 of them do not like to play. Okay, this one depend because depend how you want to do. Either you change the P or you remain the P as 2 over 5. P right now is the probability of students who like to play, right? But right now they are talking about do not like. So what we want to do is at least 2 do not like. So at least 2 do not like, that means we have 2 students do not like, 3 students do not like, 4 students do not like, 5 students do not like, or 6 students do not like. So how many is like is, if 2 students do not like, we have 6 students in total, that means 4 students, here is a student who like to play football. So we have 4. And then this one's 3, then we have like 3, 2, 1, 0. So this one is called that is less than equals to 4. This is method number 1, so you don't need to change the P. So but then you need to use less than equals to 4 to get students who like to play football. But sometimes I myself lazy to do this analyze, like what is the opposite of the at least 2 do not like. So for me it's a bit tricky. So sometimes my brain just doesn't work so well. So I will just change my P to probability do not like. Since like is 2 over 5, so I'm going to change to my new P is 3 over 5. Because this one original is a Q. So that means my Q go to the P, P go to the Q. So because this one who like to play football, right? So right now P is do not like to play football. Then now I no need to think. I just do at least 2. Do you see that? Then I do at least 2. Then I just use 1 minus probability. X equals to 0 minus x equals to 1 minus x equals to 2. Then yeah, this one I'm a bit lazy. I use a calculator lah. But you all in the exam do manually, please. So for 0, 1, 2. My n is 6. My probability is 0.6. The first answer is 0.4. Oh, 000. 004 4096 minus 0.03686 minus 0.1382. Okay, then you use a calculator lah. Okay, so this one will be your final answer. At least 2 of them do not like to play the football, isn't it? But why my answer is different with the marking scheme? Marking scheme is 0.9590. Did I copy wrongly just now? Distribution, normal PD, list. One more time, 0, 1, and 2. This one has 6. This one is 0.6, right? 3 over 5. No problem. 0.036. No problem. No problem. Did I read the question wrongly again? Is it found that 20 out of 50 a student who like to play the football? Yeah, who like to play the football ma. Hence find the probability that at least 2 of them do not like. At least 2 of them. Yeah, from the 6 of them, right? At least 2 of them do not like to play the football. Yeah, my brain is stuck. Yeah, thank you so much for the yeah, because this one they want from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Why I count about this one? Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, my bad. Only minus both of these. Minus 0.03686. Yeah, this is the correct answer. Yeah, do not minus the 2. Thank you so much. Thank you the JL also and Kaiser also. Okay. Let's continue. Question 10. Integration, I guess. So we have a quadratic equation, y equals to 6x minus x squared. And then these two straight line is tangent to this one at the m and n. Okay, find the point n. Okay, okay, so this one is 0, 0. So I will just do a dy dx for them first. 6 minus 2x. Then I will just sub the 0 into here. So this one will be 6 lah. When x equals to 0, I will get a 6 here. So that means for this line, gradient is 6. Okay, and because this one is yeah, you can get an x-intercept, right? You make y equals to 0, x6 minus x equals to 0, x is 0, or x equals to 6, right? So here will be 6. So then I will sub the 6 into dy dx. This is 6 minus 2, 6, so it's negative 6. So this gradient is negative 6. So once I got both of these ready, I can easily find my straight line. So the equation of the ON is y equals to 6x because C is obviously 0. Okay, but then this one need to do a bit lah. Then we do the equation of the MN. This is y equals to negative 6x plus C. Then I sub in the 60 plus C. So C is 36. So therefore, another equation is y equals to negative 6x plus 36. After I got both of these, I can easily get my n by sub into each other lah. So y equals to 6x, right? Another one, y equals to negative 6x plus 36. I sub into each other. Then I get 12x equals to 36 and x equals to 3. Then I want to get a y, I sub into the equation, 6, 3, y equals to 18. Then now I know my coordinate. N is 3, 18. Actually, do I need to do until so troublesome? I think maybe I can do fast. Can I just say it using the vertex? Because this one I know this is 0 and 6, right? So this one must be same length, middle must be 3 ma. So this one actually is a symmetry at x equals to 3. Then I can just sub 3 into the first equation. I also will get the same answer. Yeah, just depend on which method you like and which method you think is faster to you lah. Okay. Done. Find the area of shaded region. So I will just what's the coordinate again? 318. So for this 318, I know the height is 18, isn't it? So I can just use a triangle. Oh, they want area of shaded region. Oh, no. No need to minus anything. Area of shaded region, we can straight away do. I thought they want the non-shaded one. Oh, shaded one, we just integrate the curve lah. We just integrate the curve from 0 to yeah, this one is 6x minus x squared from 0 to 6 dx. We just integrate this one. Grading from the Turkey teacher. You saw my comment, grading teacher. Yeah, hope you guys are doing good. Thanks for supporting my video. Okay, so this one is 6x squared divided by 2, so it's 3x squared minus x cubed over 3. This is 0 to 6 lah. So we just sub into the calculator. Of course, I will just pretend I'm doing it manually, but actually I'm using calculator. 0 to 6 because 0 sub into it doesn't matter, right? So this one is just 36 minus 0 lah. So it's 36. Well, I believe you can straight away write 36 lah. Oh, they give 3 mark. Never mind. They give 3 mark. Pretend you are doing manually like this. Then next step we need 36. Okay. Then the examiner will be more happy. Okay, so this area inside is 36. So if the volume generated when the region powered by the curve, okay, the straight line MN, and x equals to 3, rotate 360 degrees about x-axis. Okay, now this one is a bit tricky. They are talking about this part, you know, because this part is surrounded by the curve. Is powered by the curve, and what x equals to 3 and mn. So this yellow color highlighted part going to rotate 360 degrees on the x-axis. So they're going to rotate 360 on the x-axis. So that's mean you will have something like this and like this. A bit hard to draw, but yeah, just forgive me about my bad drawing. So you can see when they rotate already, you will have something like this, and then they form a volume. So the idea is, if you see carefully, you should be able to see a cone here. Do you manage to see a cone here? So I will use the cone formula, and then I minus the curve in the middle. So we have some, wow, we have some curve. So we need to minus out this part. Then we'll get the volume, the remaining volume like this. Oh, but okay. The side actually doesn't exist because this line actually, they just nicely touch everything like that. The cone I'm drawing is less perfect. It should be something like this. Yeah, so you have the cone like this, then you can only get the volume above here. So if you get the idea, then yeah, let's do it. So first thing is I want to find the volume of the cone. Volume of cone is 1 over 3 pi r square h. Okay, so let me finish, then I answer some question later. This one, the height here is 18, right? I believe it's 318. So the radius is 18. Because, yeah, this one here is my r, right? And then my height is basically from 3 to 6 is 3. So 3 and 3 I can cut, and 18 square. So I have 324 pi is my total volume. Then the black color shaded region going to rotate 360 degree also. So that equation, we don't have y square. The problem is like this. So y equals to x, 6 minus x. Wow, this one y square, I think you kind of need to expand quite a lot of things. Rotate about x-axis, isn't it? Yeah, because this is, if I do y square, this one will be x square, 6 minus x square. This one you kind of need to expand and integrate it, and then you okay, you have no choice but do it. Yeah, they expect you can do it yourself. Okay, let's do this one. Because you need a y square. This is x square. This one is 36 minus 12x plus x square. So y square is 36x square minus 12x cubed plus x power 4. So I want to find the volume. I will integrate the volume from 3 to 6. Pi is outside, y square dx. So then I will insert my y square here. Dx. So yeah, then you will need to pretend you integrate lah. This one divided by 3, right? So it's 12x cubed. This one divided by 4, right? So it's 3x4. This one is x5 over 5. 3 to 6. Okay. Then we will need to solve this thing. Okay, so you just sub in yourself lah, basically. 6 cubed minus 364 plus 65 over 5. Then do the same thing for 3. 12 3 cubed minus 334 plus 3 power 5 over 5. Okay, so after you write all this, I will just type everything in my calculator. Plus x power 4 from 3 to 6. So yeah, I will get about 129.6 pi. So the volume we want to find, remember just now we got a cone 324 pi. 324 pi minus 129.6 pi. So minus 300. Minus another 24. Because I should minus 324. So answer is 194.4 pi. Yeah, this one is a bit tricky. Yeah, not all the volume question is that difficult lah. So in the SPM paper, usually is the halaman tidak bercata. Can I use the page to write out other formula not include in the SPM during the exam? I think is okay. Well, when the examiner allow you to write, then you just use the pencil because your exam paper you can write all your working using the pencil. What? The examiner will not minus your mark based on that. Just the proper one you need to use the pen. Okay, so I hope I do answer your questions. Yeah, we done this one. Okay, I think I will explain the last one about the linear law. And then we will end the live today. And I hope all of you go to rest earlier today also. So yeah, so let's have a look on this one. So they give you an equation which is the x power of k. So I'm going to write it down. X power of k equals to y over a. And then normally they will say based on the table 1, plot a graph about log 10y against log 10x. Okay, so I need a log 10 for both. So I add the log 10 for both here. Remember, this is divide. The k, this k I can throw to the final log rule. Divide, it will become minus. So therefore, my y equals to mx plus c. Done. Okay, this is y equals to mx plus c. Okay, why is important here? Because later after you plot your graph, you definitely you will form a table for log 10x and log 10y. So after you plot your graph here, example log 10x and log 10y. When you draw this graph, make sure they always intersect the vertical axis. This is the value for log 10a. And k is your gradient, isn't it? So you take any two coordinate from the graph, then apply gradient formula for k. Because in these cases, gradient is your gradient. Yeah, so you can see you easily plot them and then find both of these. This 10 mark is considered is a bonus mark lah. Yeah, so and then like I say 2 centimeter to 0.2 unit. If here they mention 0.2 unit, you always need to like 1 decimal more than it. So that means you in the table you should be able to accept 2 decimal. This one 0.1, right? You can accept 1 more decimal, which is 2 decimal. So that means you need to form a table for log 10x and the log 10y. Okay? Yeah. Just in case some student, if you are interested in some spreadsheet skill on doing this, I can teach you for fun. Yeah, before I end the live here, you can go to the spreadsheet here. You can insert your x data here. I teach you how. You insert this one. You insert this one. You insert this one. You just insert everything. 15.83. Then this is 22.8. And after I insert all my x, then at the B column here, I insert my y. 1.67, 2.28, and 3.32, and 4.80, and 6.30, and 7. As long as you didn't type wrong, then now you can see the magic here. I can ask the calculator to log all my x and all my y value for me. How am I going to do that? I move my cursor to the C1 here. I press the option and I will fill the formula. My formula is very easy. I want the calculator to help me to log my A1. Because just now the A column is basically the x, right? So I will just say, oh, log the A1. Then here got 6 data, right? So I want all the C1 to the C6. They also need to log the value. Then I press enter. You can see this is all the value they log for me. Then I will just copy. So the first one is 0.24. Second one is 0.52. This is 0.70. This is 0.96. And then the last one will be, last two will be 1.20 and 1.36. And then the same thing, you can use your calculator log to test this value, is it correct? Then here I will do the same thing again. I fill the formula. And then now I want them to log all the b value. So I will say log b1. And then here I want all from d1 to the d6. Then the calculator will help me to log all the value. 22, 0.36, 0.52, 0.68. Last two. This one is 0.80 and 0.88. This calculator cannot check the y-intercept. Y-intercept is just sub the x equals to 0 to it. So, but this spreadsheet things is, if the formula become much more complicated, right, then you will find this spreadsheet function is very useful lah. Or else you can just log one by one. But because sometimes I worry I will type wrong, so I can always go back to see did I insert any wrong value for my x and y. So the good thing is if you have extra time, then only you do that lah. Because sometimes we will easily like type wrong. We're not sure which point we type wrong, right? So it's very hard to like reverse checking, right? Yeah, so then I always use this one to reverse check myself lah. Yeah, so yeah, calculator. So I have a lot of calculator skill video in my YouTube channel. You guys can go to watch for free, because last time it's a Casio Malaysia actually sponsor me for those videos, so that it benefit all the students in Malaysia. I think overseas also quite a lot of students watching those videos. Okay, I give you the answer lah, so that when you do yourself, yeah, you can use this answer. How to find the best fit line if I keep getting out of range of the gradient? Okay, the idea of best fit is like this. Okay, if you can touch all the point, then no need to do the best fit. But however, sometimes let's say I just do a random coordinate lah. Okay, when you put in the ruler, you want to make sure the point you miss above and below, they are quite close, maximum like one different lah. If I draw the line like this, you can see I'm not best fitting, right? Because at the bottom of the graph, I literally miss about 4 points. So this one is fail about best fitting. So if I want to best fit, I try to do something at the middle. Or whenever I can touch as many points as possible, then I will just do that. And then, yeah. Or you want to miss all the points also can. Yeah, or I can just simply do something like this. You can see, even I touch one point, but bottom I miss 2, top I miss 2, then this one also considered a best fit. But normally SPM data won't be so far away one lah. Is actually, I believe all is quite close. Maybe like 1 or 2 is away only. Then you just like connecting this four of the point. Then you make sure the point you miss is balanced. This one is not really best fit. I literally go down a little bit. So you can see I also missed 3 points above. Right, let me adjust a little bit. Yeah, maybe something like this lah. So yeah, I missed 1 point. I missed 1 point here. So here is like 1.5 point I missed lah. So this one actually considered a best fit lah. So that means the point you miss above and the point you miss bottom must be balanced lah. So do we need to bring the compass or protractor? I don't think math need a compass and protractor. So how to manage the time during the exam? Could you give some advice? Okay, if you ask my advice, right, I always tell my students, because SPM, the good thing is they give you a very thick exam question. Normally they will print like 1 question per page. So what you do is, if you flip the first question, you read 1 time, you already know how to do, your answer already coming out, then you straight away do that question. You read 1 time, read 2 times, you have no idea what is the question talking about. Go to question 2 first. Don't read the 3rd time and 4th time and 5th time. Normally, the question you can do when you read the first time, you already come out some idea. Read the 2nd time to confirm. Then you will start doing. If you read multiple times already, you don't understand what question is talking about. Don't waste time on those questions because you have limited time. You just imagine going to the exam is like you playing the games. You want to win as much point as possible, right? So therefore, you only focus on those questions you are confident first. Those questions like you cannot do. It's not like you confirm get zero. Sometimes you can write a bit, then you might still get some jalan kerja mark. So you read already, then you know you confirm you can do. Then you start doing those questions. Maybe like 15 questions. You got 6 or 7 questions you confirm can do it one. So you finish those 7 questions. Then you still have about 8 more questions. Then you choose the one less difficult one. If you see the question pattern, you already know it's like habis already. Those questions put until the last. After, because like let's say you left 8 questions, got 4 questions is for you is very very hard. Then you just finish those. You put all your effort. Finish those 4 questions is less hard one. It's hard but not compared to the most difficult one. Another 4 questions consider possible. Then put a lot of effort in those possible questions. Yeah, those questions you read already, you know you confirm cannot do one. I not recommend you waste so much time on it because most likely you tempa also very hard to get the mark one. Because MF is not like some language subject. Maybe you tempa some keyword that give you mark. MF you need to use the right formula and then they must see the right number. So if you do not understand the question, it's very hard for you to tempa until you get mark one lah. So, but I also hope tomorrow come out most of the questions are not that bad lah. And I hope most of you come to this live one can get A or at least A minus for your MF. Yeah. So, and then definitely you can go online. They do provide a lot of like formula is not given in the SPM because SPM only give you 44 formula shit. 44 formula only ma. So has a lot of formula is not given. So when you go into the exam, before you go into the exam hall, I recommend you to memorize few which I think is important one, like small change formula, like Heron formula, yeah, and some log rule. Yeah, you also you might need to know log chain base they give you lah. Yeah. Differentiation they only give you rate of change, right? They doesn't give you a small change approximation. Yeah, so those formula is not given one. You just write it down. I believe online have a lot. Yeah, you just go to write it down and then go in. You take a pencil, write on the exam paper. Because examiner need to like prove that one you write when you come in, not you bring some paper come in. You bring some paper come in, definitely you will be kicked out lah. Yeah, and then I will encourage students start to write when the examiner says so. Because some examiner is like, they haven't allowed you to touch the paper. You already open the paper, then they will be not happy. Then they maybe will kacau you or what. So just go in. If you have a good memory, then no need lah. But because a lot of students, they forget the formula very very fast. Then you just, before you go in, you go to memorize few formula which you think important. Then you go in, you write, use a pencil, write on the paper lah. So every year, how many deriving question will be there in the SPM? Differentiation normally not a lot one. I believe maximum is 3. Every year like 2. Every year is about 2 lah. We don't count kinematic lah. Kinematic is differentiation, integration, confirm got one. I mean differentiation itself lah. But differentiation normally they will mix with other topic also. Kertas dua confirm have one differentiation one. But sometimes have a bit of differentiation. Normally kertas 1, kertas 2 have one lah. Normally. This is quite standardized one. But they can give more than one I want to tell you. It's not like confirm only come out 1, I no need to worry. Sometimes they can give 2. Yeah. Or sometimes they give 1 but a lot of mark lah, like part A 5 mark, part B 5 mark, then it's 10 mark lor. Okay, anything else you want to ask me before I end the live today? Alright, if no, I wish all of you all the best. And yeah, I will see you guys around in my YouTube channel. Yeah, so just do your best. Don't be nervous. Sleep early. Please sleep early. Don't burn the midnight oil tonight. I always say one, if you don't sleep at all, you go to exam, you ain't able to turn. If you doesn't have enough sleep, your brain, I don't think those difficult questions you can do well. Sleep, your attention and your focus level will drop. And drop, you very easy to make careless mistake one. So at least 5 hours sleep lah, I would say at least. And don't eat too full before you go into the exam. Eat a light breakfast lah if you want to have some breakfast. Okay, so yeah, I think that's all for the live today. Wish all of you all the best, and I will see all of you around in my YouTube channel. Bye bye. Good luck for the exam tomorrow.